This week I made two dresses from the exact same pattern. And guess what? Only one of them got the tween golden seal of approval. One looked very chic and the other one looked like a very cute tent. So in this video, we're going to talk about why fabric choice often matters more than the actual print, how to avoid the dreaded
"Mother, I have negative emotions about this garment"
moment, and why the Napoli dress from Little Lizard King might be your next go-to pattern for stylish kid makes, if you play your fabrics right. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate and this is Ripper Seams. That's right, in this week's video we are taking a little step away from making clothes for grown-ups. Haven't made anything for myself this past week and we're making things for kids. Now don't get me wrong, because I am more than happy for every single thing that comes off my sewing machine to be entirely for me, but I must admit I do actually really enjoy sewing for other people, particularly when those people really appreciate the things I've actually sewn for them. And my daughter is an absolute superstar for that. Well, at least she is at the moment, so yeah, I'm taking that as a win. Now, it's been a hot minute since I last made her something, so I thought I'd make the Napoli dress from Little Lizard King, because look at it, it's really cute, it's really stylish, and it's going to be great for hot weather. So what we're going to do in this video is obviously I'm going to give you a pattern review of the Napoli dress. We're going to cover my particular make of it. We're then going to talk about why I made another one. We've got fabric tips, we've got Ripper Seams ratings, we've got catwalks, and then I'll share a list of other pattern companies which I recommend you have a look at if you're interested in making clothes for tweens. Because I've got to say, I found it really difficult to find decent clothing patterns for kids aged between the ages of 8 and 14. A lot harder than I thought. So yeah, the Napoli dress is one of the good ones for girls, so let's take a look at the pattern details. Now, Little Lizard King is my go-to place for making clothes for my daughter. They do specialize particularly in patterns for girls, but their patterns cover a great size range, normally ranging from 12 months all the way up to 14 years, and I think that's awesome. Now, a lot of their patterns do involve an awful lot of puffy sleeves, frills, and all sorts of bells and whistles, but the Napoli dress drew my attention because it is one of their more simpler silhouettes. So the style is very much a crossover between a baby doll and a shirt dress. It does cut off at the lower thigh. You have this lovely lined yoke piece both on the front and the back, and from that the main baby doll dress drops down and you've got this lovely gathered detail both across the front and the back. Now that yoke piece can either come as a round neck or a V-neck, and you've got three different lengths for sleeves. You've got long, 3/4 length and short sleeves. And for a bit of extra versatility, if you're not wanting to make the full dress, there are instructions included on how to make this as a nice simple top. Now what switches this up from being a simple baby doll dress to a shirt dress is the fact obviously we have the front opening secured with 8 buttons. Now like I said before, the size range of this is fantastic. It goes from 12 months all the way up to 14 years. Great coverage there, so if you have the need to sew for kids, this one is a really great one to go for. Now, fabric recommendations is where it gets interesting. So it says here, light to medium weight woven fabric, including but not limited to quilting cotton, chambray, apparel fabrics, denim, flannel, lawn, etc. So that's quite a big range there, but I'm quite interested in the fact that it says quilting cottons, light to medium weight woven fabrics here. So just keep that in mind. Now, if you want a good indication on how some of those fabrics play in regards to this silhouette, definitely go to the pattern website. Little Lizard King is fantastic at putting heaps and heaps of photos of so many different makes. It really does inspire you not only on your fabric choice, but also if you have some pattern fabric, how you might want to utilize that print within the make. Much more on those fabric choices later. But other than that, the notions are pretty simple because it is a simple make. You will need some light interfacing just to line that button placket on both sides there. You're going to need some buttons. I used 8 for my particular makes. Double-sided wash away hem tape was an absolute winner here. You use that to hold down and finish off those yoke pieces when you attach it to the main body of the dress. I think Wonder Tape is the brand name version of that, but any sort of wash away double-sided tape is going to do the job nicely here. Oh, and because of the yoke piece, this is a really good opportunity to maybe put some nice lace or some little mini pom-pom trim right along this yoke piece and along the back. It's just going to add a little bit of detail, maybe a pop of color into this bake if that's something you might be looking for. Now the pattern is PDF only, but within that you do get a projector file, a print at home, as well as an AO copy shop file, and of course a really nice big thick book of instructions. Little Lizard King instructions are fantastic. They're extremely detailed, step-by-step instructions clear color photographs in there, and all the stitching lines are very, very well highlighted. This is a pattern company that holds your hand right through the process, and as a result you get really high quality finished garments if you follow the steps correctly. As yet, I have not had a rubbish make from Little Lizard King. Every single thing I've made from them is fine. The same goes for their adult version of patterns, which are the styler patterns. I've definitely done a lot of reviews for those before, and I'm going to be doing a lot more of them again. Equally as good adult patterns as they are the kids ones. So yeah, keep the styler ones in mind as well. So those are all the pattern details, pretty straightforward. Let's have a chat about this particular make here, which is my first version of the Napoli dress. So Barbara here has done her best to become mini Barbara, but yeah, no, she can't shrink, so we've just pinned this dress to her for now. It'll have to do. I don't think my daughter's going to stand here for a good hour, and yeah, you don't want to see her boredom. So Barbara is standing in for her. She's doing a great job. I've literally pinned this on her so you can see exactly what's going on here. So as you can see, we have a finished Napoli dress, and I am absolutely over the moon with how this turned out. Now, I didn't blindly go out and just randomly make a dress for my daughter. I definitely consulted Mini-Me. She had a lot of input into this dress. She gave me the thumbs up for the pattern, and as soon as she did that, we went and checked out my stash and did a bit of fabric shopping. Now, I pulled out a whole stack of fabrics for her, all in line with the pattern fabric recommendations, and there was a mix of poplin and cotton lawn and cotton voile. There was viscose, there was quilting cottons, so many different options. And what caught my daughter's eye, and she could not get past it, is this beautiful Japanese cotton cat print. Not only did this have a nice plain and neutral background to it, the cats on here was the absolute draw card for my daughter. These cats are so playful and cuddly and cute. She loves cats, and ultimately she could not go past this print. Now, if you've watched my sewing retreat video from earlier this year, this is one we picked up from Oh So Crafty when we were in Kidderminster. Absolutely beautiful 100% cotton Japanese fabric. And yeah, like my daughter, it caught my eye. It had to come home with me. And now it's turned into a Napoli dress. This fabric was an absolute joy to sew, and I will definitely be using this fabric again for other makes. But overall, this cat ditzy print on the black, it's a really nice stylish dress. Now, not only did I get my daughter's input on the fabric, but she also chose the styling as well. So you do get a choice of a round or a V-neck. She decided that she wanted the V-neck. I can't really see too much of a difference. This actually looks like a round neck to me, but it does have a bit more of a point to it. And we also went for short sleeves. Based on her measurements, we went for a size 12, and overall it fits her spot on. Really, really good room around the shoulders and around the armholes. That's where you kind of really want it, because the rest just kind of falls down. And this is a dress which looks fantastic in summer with sandals or with trainers, but also this is going to be great for the cooler weather as well. All you need to do is put a thin long sleeve layer under this, maybe even a turtleneck and some tights. Put some boots on. This is going to be a really, really great outfit for winter. Oh, and we also finished off the dress with these lovely buttons by Pigeon Wishes. Now, these buttons are shaped in flowers, and they've got this beautiful mottled effect. We've got some browns in there, some tans, a little bit of hint of pinks, some blacks, and also a little bit of transparency in them as well. So for a fabric choice like this, where you've got all those colors pretty much playing in there, these buttons were absolutely perfect. So overall, it was a joint effort. My daughter's design choices and my sewing skills came together and made what is effectively a very beautiful dress. However, as I was sewing this up, I started to realize that maybe we might have picked the wrong fabric base. I'd got to the point where I was attaching this skirt section to the bodice, and I realized how stiff it was and how tent-like it was started to become. Sure enough, mid-make, I got this onto my daughter, and I started going, okay, looking a little tent-like, but let's keep with it though. Still had to put the sleeves on, still had to put the buttons on. It might still come together at the end. So we persevered, kept going, and we got a finished garment. Gave it to my daughter to try on, and I was met with a slightly unimpressed look. Yep, we definitely got it wrong on the fabric choice. And it was a joint error, because my daughter couldn't get past the cats. She was very obsessed purely by the print and didn't want to consider anything else. I personally knew that the images that we liked in the actual pattern photographs, or the examples that they showed, those were in a much lighter, flowier fabric. Technically, I should have picked up on that and maybe have swayed my daughter a little bit more to maybe go for more of the cotton voile or the viscose type looks, but no, we decided to go for the cats. We decided to go for the Japanese cotton, and yeah, we ended up with a very cute tent. Now, as I mentioned, this could very well be utilized in winter, and I have no doubt that we will be using this in winter. It just wasn't what we were expecting to summer. So yeah, as any good respectful sewist would do, yep, I made another one. So yeah, here we go. The Napoli Dress number 2. I mean, like, it's a simple make. It only takes a day to sew up, so why not give it another go? Once again, it was a joint effort, and we shopped my fabric stash, this time knowing that we wanted a light, loose, flowy fabric, and we landed on this really bright poppy print from Nerida Hansen. This is a lovely, floaty, light viscose. Perfect for this particular make for the look that we were trying to achieve. The make is practically identical to my first version, the only difference being that this time we decided to opt for the round neck, whereas this cat one had the V-neck on there. Can't really tell too much of a difference. It's not that much of a difference, so I actually think I prefer the round neck. And the best part was I'd already made it before, I'd made it recently, and I just zoomed through this one. The one thing that we did need to get for this make was some buttons. I didn't have any that matched in my stash, so we had a fun trip to Hobbycraft, and my daughter found these really cute pink crystal flower, kind of really large buttons, and they absolutely suit this make perfectly. I wouldn't have given them a second glance. My daughter loved them. Once we put them on the fabric, we realized, yep, that's the right choice for this make. It kind of just blends in with these lovely pink stems on the poppy, and it really makes this kind of electric purple color in the background really, really pop. But yeah, everything about this dress is exactly the same as this one, but they're so different, and that's purely down to the fabric choice. This one here just skims across my daughter's silhouette really nicely. Because it is viscose, it is really light, flowy, and breathable, so this is going to be the one that's going to be perfect for the hotter weather. We're going to save this one a little bit more for winter. And because this fabric isn't so bulky, you can team this up with a little denim jacket, a little cardigan, and so on, but exactly the same as with this one. Chuck some long sleeves under this and some tights, you've got it going for winter as well. So very versatile, this dress, really, no matter what you make it out of. This one in the heavier cotton, not so much really for those really, really hot days, but I think this one paired with a long cardigan and boots, it's going to look so, so cute in winter, because that cardigan is probably going to take away some of the tent-like nature of the dress. It will kind of contain it in. So yeah, really looking forward to utilizing both of these dresses going forward. So ultimately, this was a really good learning lesson for both me and my daughter. She learned about how different fabrics work in the different types of garments that you make, that a heavier fabric will gather and sit and flow very differently to something nice and loose like this. So she'll now be thinking about these things when she goes to pick fabrics for the next lot of things that we make for her. This is also the first time I've made her something out of viscose, and she absolutely loves it. I have a feeling that she's going to be picking viscose a lot more in the future. Ultimately, it is my favorite fabric base as well, so no surprises there, but she does definitely like the feel of it against her skin, and also that really nice lightweight nature of it as well. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be escaping from sewing up viscose anytime in the near future. If you're tempted to make the Napoli dress yourself in future, if you're looking at some of those really nice, stylish, summery makes in there, definitely go for the lighter weight fabrics, as light as you possibly can, to get that really nice kind of sleek, flowy, drapey look that you're getting on a lot of the photographs that are pictured in there. Anything from a cotton weight onwards is definitely going to give a lot more structure, and you may not get that same effect. So that's my 10 cents worth of fabric advice. So my daughter has happily volunteered to take both these makes out onto the backyard catwalk for you. But before we do that, let's give these lovely makes some Ripper Seams ratings, shall we? So for brain friendliness, I'm definitely giving this a 5 out of 5. These patterns are fantastic. All the Little Lizard King ones, so detailed, step-by-step instructions. You've got lots of reference photos in there, lots of makes on their website, their Facebook group, and also Instagram to refer to. I can't really fault Little Lizard King. Actually, I do have one little nitpick about Little Lizard King. They don't give you required fabric measurements in there depending on the sizing. They do give you how much fabric length you need for each individual piece, but obviously you can put that any particular way you like. So it is a little bit of a guessing game exactly how much fabric you're going to need until you've actually cut out your pieces and laid it on the fabric. Not a fan of that. Does drive me slightly insane, but I'm going to give them a free pass because the patterns themselves are fantastic and it's just another little bit of extra calculation I'm learning to do. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Required fabric measurements, bit thin on the ground. But that's across their whole entire pattern range. I'm not going to knock any brain friendliness points off for that one. So yeah, 5 out of 5 brain friendliness. For fit, I'm going to give the Napoli dress 5 out of 5. Really, really good sizing charts included with the pattern, so you can very easily gauge which size that you need. Up until recently, my 11-year-old daughter was still sitting in the size 10 range, so do check the size ranging. But she just nudged herself into the size 12. She's having a little bit of a growth spurt, so I'm glad I checked it at the last minute, and we ended up having to print out the pattern again because we had to go up the next size. But in saying that, that size 12 was exactly what she needed. Fits her really nicely around her shoulders. The length of it is just right. I do like the fact that there's quite a generous hem on there. You do turn it up a total of 2 inches. So if you do want to add a little bit extra length over there over time, you can probably unpick that hem, take it down a little bit, and you might get a little bit of extra wear in there. So yeah, we'll see if that's going to be necessary going forward. For the Napoli, the main measurement you are going to be needing is obviously the chest measurement here, because that is going to be the tightest part. There is lots and lots of room on the side, definitely here. That's the tent nature of that first version. The viscose version, obviously that kind of pulls in drapes a lot easier. Instructions are in there. Really good, just follow those. That leaves us with overall lovableness, and yeah, we're giving them 2 different ratings. So for our first version here with our beautiful, beautiful cats, this make is fantastic. I can't knock it. I was very, very proud having completed this one. Even got a really lovely nice tag along the neckline there, and yeah, it is a cute make. We are definitely going to be wearing it, just not the way we intended it, because it's not what we had in our head. Giving it a 4 out of 5 lovable otters for the first version here with the cats. Of course, we move on to second version here with our lovely bright and bold poppies. 5 out of 5. Again, exact same make, different fabric, different neckline, but ultimately a much more wearable garment. My daughter's a lot happier with it. I'm happier with it, with how it looks on her. So yeah, we've got to give this one a 5 out of 5. But this one is a very honest 4 out of 5 as well. So overall, very happy with the Napoli dress. Definitely one to check out if you're sewing for girls. If you are looking for patterns for those tweens in your life, after the backyard catwalk, I will run off a few other pattern companies you might want to check out. And it's backyard catwalk time, and this one is a bit of a fun one. Definitely limited edition. So let's take a look at the first version, shall we? The one with the cats. We've got a nice tidy button placket showing off those really cute buttons, and of course there's all that gathering falling down from the yoke edge. Not to mention some really nice top stitching detail, really leveling up this make. Now, at first glance, you can think that maybe there wasn't any issue with the fullness of this particular dress, but it is definitely that side view where you can see how much that fabric sticks out. And you know what? My daughter wasn't a fan, and I knew it would put her off wearing it, which is why we had to give it a bit of a second go. But as you can see, a jacket really does wonders to tame the tent, so perfect for winter. I can see a long line jersey cardigan working well here too, so I've just added that to my makes list. And kapow, we're on to make number 2, the viscose poppy version. And this is such a fun print, and the colours are absolutely amazing. Now, as you can see with this version, those gathers fall straight down and the sides don't flare out half as much as the last make did. There are those big crystal buttons featuring down the front. Surprised how much they were the perfect match for this make. Now it's time for the twirl test. Now, compared to the Japanese cotton, this version has a lot less tentiness going on. My daughter is a lot happier with the viscose version and now wants more viscose dresses. Just not another one of these. 2 Napolis is enough. So that is the review of the Little Lizard King Napoli dress. Definitely go and have a look at all the other patterns that Little Lizard King have got. All the links are going to be down below. Their patterns are very much primarily skewed towards girls. However, there is a really nice selection of boys patterns in there as well. They've got 25 patterns on there suitable for boys. Very nice, smart, stylish makes in there, as well as some nice casual ones as well. So definitely take a look at Little Lizard King. My other favorite places to get patterns for kids aged between the ages of 8 and 14. First of all is Stylark. Again, they've got a really nice teens range, not a big one, but a nice teens range for both boys and girls. I've made a few of the girls ones there for my daughter, absolute winners. Exactly the same style of patterns as you get with the adult range on those, so keep that in mind in regards to the pattern instructions. But ultimately, again, for tweens as well as young teenagers, I think those patterns are an absolute standout. Ellie and Mac do great patterns, as do Waves and Wild, Made for Mermaids, and Patterns for Pirates. They're all my favorites. I'll list them all down in the description below. If you have others you would like to share, please do go and put them down in the comments down below. I'd love to go and explore new pattern companies I haven't seen before, but also let's just let everybody know who these pattern companies are. Give them a bit of a shout out and we can go and explore them together. So if you've enjoyed this video and you got something out of it, then please do go and give me a thumbs up down below. It just lets me know that I'm doing a good job and I should keep making more videos just like this one. And whilst you're down there, and if you haven't already, then go ahead, click on that subscribe button as well as turning on that notification bell. That way you won't miss out on any future Ripper Seams videos. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It's always a pleasure having you here. I wish you a wonderful week of sewing and I'll see you in the next video.